Hey folks, Cam Roberts here. I'm joined with my good mate Steve Plummer. Steve, how you going?
Hey Cam, good. Hi everyone. Thanks for joining us today. Good to see you again, Cam.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, on today's business broadcast, Steve, we usually go on a Thursday. We've flipped it to a Friday. We thought we'd just try something different. And on today's live business broadcast, we're talking about the personal stuff that most business trainings avoid. And you're going to be sharing some of your wisdom around that, I believe, today, Steve.
Yeah, absolutely, Cam. And I'll share some stuff from a book I've recently published just about that. And it's interesting, Cam, like, in business and when you see business coaching and all those sorts of things, it's not wrongly or misplaced, but it's all about the outside stuff within the business. Your marketing, your copy, your systems, your funnels, your staffing, all of those things. Getting new customers and blah 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 blah. It's all about that. There's very little talk, and when you strip all that away, what about you personally as the business owner? How are you traveling?
Yeah, that's good.
We just and think about it yourself too. Like, you're getting new customers. You've got this staff member. You've got da 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 da. Just often so busy doing a whole lot of things. You've got so many balls in the air. The next promotion, the next this, the next that. When do you stop and get time to just be you as a person, as a man, as a woman? Where is that in business life? And it's a conversation that is not had very often. And I actually think it's to the detriment, because a lot of people's identities are tied up with, John, the business owner, John, the entrepreneur, Mary, the this, whatever it might be. And where you strip all that away, like I said just a minute ago, where's the real you in all of that, And do we neglect that in the business community? Who is the real you? You're also a wife, a mother, a husband, a father, a brother, a son, a friend, and again, you strip all those labels away. There's you, underneath all of that,
and real person, right? Real person.
Yeah. And we can get weighed down, I think, by all those labels. And so, underneath all of that, where is you, and how are you doing?
Yeah.
And that's
You've had a very good career. You've been a head teacher, a principal. You've been a sports writer. You've been a very successful copywriter and very successful marketer. How important do you think self-reflection is?
Yeah, well, I'll just correct you there, Cam. I was a deputy principal.
Sorry, deputy principal.
I wasn't the head kahuna, thank goodness.
Yeah.
I think it's huge, Cam. Otherwise we just get on and get caught on the treadmill of life. And I mentioned it then, the litany of things, the next promotion, the staff member, the growing the business, and it can be just this treadmill of just busyness and stuff and deadlines and pressure and just more, right? We're very much a society of more. We just want more. We want more things. And here's the other thing too, Cam, we often look outside of ourselves for happiness. I'll get a new premises, as in the business. I'll hire a new staff member. I'll buy a boat. I'll get a new car. I'll change partners, or whatever it might be. All of that stuff is actually looking outside of ourselves, just almost trying to grasp onto something else that will make us happy. And where in the busyness of business do we actually look within? And I don't know that we do. Some people probably go, I'll do it all the time. Well, great for you, but my experience is we get so caught up in life that we actually don't do that very well. Yeah,
that's good. And I guess that was one of the reasons why you wrote your book. So I've got your book here, Finding You.
Yeah, good. There you go, Ken. Good,
and we've also got the web address on there. But Steve Vincent. Now, I've known you as Steve Plummer for many years. And when I seen the book come out, I thought, has he changed his name? So do you want to tell us the story behind Steve Vincent and why you picked that name?
Yeah, it's a good question, Cam. I'm upfront about it. I explain that in the bio section of the book.
Yeah.
A lot of people go, is there a really esoteric or spiritual reason behind it? my answer disappoints people. Vincent is my middle name, and
Yeah.
I thought Steve Vincent sounded like a cool writer's name, and it was still me. That was just my poetry, my spiritual kind of writing part of me. And they go, all right. So I still show up, in the business sense, as you've always known me. But I guess when I'm writing my poetry, it's probably a different part of me, if I can put it that way. And that's the guy Steve Vincent, and I was named after my dad as well. So his name was Vincent. Yeah. So
That's nice.
it's the deep meaning of, that sounds like a cool writer's name. It's still my name. It's still me.
That's very good. And just out of curiosity, like some of the poems, obviously I've read. I've got a couple of favourites myself. How many months or years did it take you to write? Are these poems that you've just been writing over the years, or did you sit down to write them over 6 months? What was that journey like for yourself?
Yeah, really good question, Cam. There's 70 poems all up in the book. Some are relatively long. Some are really short, just 5 or 6 lines long. And I didn't set out to write anything. when COVID hit way back when, you and I, the business challenges we had, we were starting a speaking business, a live speaking business, and so that derailed a lot of plans, and it caused me to look within and reflect. And I've been a writer. I just sat out the back and I just wrote, and sometimes they rhymed, and I just thought, that's interesting. And then another day, another time, different stimulus, a different thought process, I'd write something else. And then I did it again. And the thing is, Cam, I started showing it to a couple of people, like just close in a circle. And every time I did, they all went, oh, wow, that really speaks to my heart. Like, wow, where did that come from? And I don't really know. I was just divine guidance, what was in me. I don't know. I was just sitting down writing what came to me. And it's really interesting. That's kind of the response I've had from most people who read it. They go, wow, I really felt that here, right? I really felt that. And so I just started to think that, well, if 1 or 2 people are saying that, maybe more people will be saying that. Maybe there's something here that maybe I should collect them together and put them in a book. And so it was a process of about 18 months, realistically, and probably even a little bit longer, as I consider what the things I've gone through in life. But the intense part of it, the writing, the collating, and all those sorts of things, about 18 months, Cam.
That's really good.
Yeah, and I'm even getting. I'll just share this quick story with you. I was at my chiro this week, and he's got a copy of the book. And before he started cracking me, right, he says, "Oh, I was a little bit ticked off, and the other yesterday." And he said, "I actually just flicked open your book and I read the poem to there. And the funny thing is, that was exactly how I was feeling."
Yeah.
And he said, in seeing that, and in seeing someone else was saying that kind of made me feel okay, that I wasn't the only one who thought that and felt that.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, he said it was amazing. Was that exactly encapsulated how I was feeling? Then he went crack, and so it was okay. Yeah. But that's a fairly common response that I get from people about the book, right? It really causes people to pause and actually look inwards. And like I said at the start, we don't often talk about that, especially in the business world. We don't talk about that personal stuff. And how are you feeling every day? How are you feeling about yourself within the business and your identity, your identity in the business, your identity outside of the business. How are you feeling about that kind of thing? A lot of people don't want to look too deeply, Ken, because it can be uncomfortable, right? I mean, and as you've seen in the book, there's that deep self-reflection. It's kind of scary, because sometimes we don't like some of the stuff that we see in ourselves, but it's if it's there's no point ignoring it, right?
Yeah, right.
That just silently runs our lives, and it affects how we show up in a business sense as well.
Yeah,
and probably all of our relationships.
Yeah, and probably now more than ever, with everything that's going on in the world, and that's causing stress, anxiety, disconnect, and communities to divide. It's probably a good time to, if you're a business owner, an entrepreneur, a business leader, or any type of leader, even someone in your own home, right? Now's the best time to start that self-reflection journey.
Yeah, totally. I saw a quote the other day that we actually don't know what peace is, or we can't at least find peace in a peaceful environment. You need to see the light to see the dark, or to see the dark to see the light. And and that's very much about that looking within as well. Where is something in me that triggers something? It's that whole process of looking in and finding that peace, but you only find it by looking in at the unpeaceful stuff, on the outside world, on the inside world.
Now, I believe you've got. Have you got a poem that you're going to read to us today?
Yeah, sure.
Because I know in your book you've got a poem and then you've got your reflections as well. So I believe you're going to read both parts of that today.
Yeah, I can if you like. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
so this is where, and just to explain to listeners, this is where the book is a little bit different. If I can just show people, if that shows up. So there's a poem on the left hand page.
Yeah.
What I was feeling when I wrote it, and then over the page I actually give you some exercises to reflect on where that might be in you. So for each poem I write, it's in that 3-stage process, and it's not linear. One doesn't follow the other. I guess it's kind of like life. It's crazy and chaotic and up and down. And there's no real order to it. And so one of the benefits of the book, you can just flick to a page and open it and read something and see where that's showing up in your life in that moment, like my chiro did.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
All right, Steve. So what are you sharing with us today?
All right, so this is from page 54. It's called Just Be. And this cam is very much about that thing about reflection, right? And in our busy world, in our chaotic world, about looking withinward. So it's called Just Be. It goes like this. It says, let go, open up, be still, find quiet, just be. Turn off, shut down, allow in, slow time, just be. Go soft, lighten up, feel love, release tension, just be. Close eyes, shrug shoulders, silence mind, welcome calm, just be. Feel good, hold space, listen out, feel free, just be. Sit there, look around, listen up, breathe deep, hello me. And my reflections on that, Cam, is that it says, when was the last time you sat and let yourself just be? And this gets back to what we were talking about at the very start, right? The busyness of our lives, the busyness of business. And I've said, in our fast-paced world, this kind of self-care is vital. After all, how can you possibly get to know yourself and your shadow self if you don't take the time to look? I said, I've gotten better at it, but I've still got a long way to go. If I let my mind race, there's always something to do or some place to be. And if you've got kids, you'll know exactly what that's like, right?
Yeah.
We get on this treadmill of busyness. And so my reflection is just stop, be still with yourself, just be. When you do, magic can happen in terms of solutions to challenges you may be facing, new ideas, or the greatest gift of all, a still mind. So even if it's just for a short period, a free and still mind is a beautiful thing to help your inner light shine. And I guess in saying that, Cam, it's a challenge to business owners in particular. When was the last time you just sat with yourself, not with others around you, just in a quiet place?
Yeah.
Just to be with your heart, to be with your thoughts, to be with your mind. And like I said, some really, when you open that space up, it's amazing what solutions, even to business or to family or to personal stuff, can come to you when you just be, without an agenda. And again, there are techniques. I'm going to sit down and come up with this solution, but I say even go a step back further from that. Don't have any expectation or attachment to an outcome.
Yeah.
Just be, just for 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's good.
If you can find a tree to sit under, if you can go to the beach or whatever works for you. Might be just out the back. Might be first thing in the morning. Might be last thing in the afternoon. But when were you last with your thoughts and just being as a human being, or a human doing, going from a human doing to a human being, just in that moment for a few minutes, and we're just sitting with yourself and your thoughts.
Yeah, that's really good. Very good.
Mm.
Now, Steve, one last question for you. That was a great poem, and I think you read that one at your book launch as well.
I did. Yeah.
You did, yeah, because I remember hearing that one. I thought, and it really touched me at the time when you read it at your book launch as well. But if someone's heard that today, or watching the replay, and they want to grab a copy of your book, how can they do that, and where do you want them to go?
Yeah, sure. So there's two places. There's my author website, which is stevevincentonline.com, and there's a tab up the top there, Finding You, or you can go straight to the book page. That's www.findingyoubook.com.au. All right,
Okay.
so two places: www.findingyoubook.com.au, or to my author page, stevevincentonline.com.
Excellent. And if you haven't got a copy of Steve's book, I would highly recommend you do so. I've got my copy here, and it's a great book. Sits by my desk every day, and I just take a couple of moments to read a couple of different poems, and I love it. I've never been into poetry, but I've got to say, Steve, you've done a great job, and it's really inspirational. And as you said, it's a good way to reflect on where you're at in life. So appreciate the work that you've done.
Oh, thank you, Cam. That's that touches me. Thank you. Look, if you do buy from or order your copy today, rather, I'm happy to sign it for you, and I'll even include for free a branded bookmark, which looks like that.
Nice.
I'll include that for free as well. So, by all means, go to stevevincentonline.com and click the Finding You tab, or www.findingyoubook.com.au. Cam, I do appreciate that. I know that came from the heart. So, thank you very much. And if this is my contribution to helping you just navigate these tough times, then the book has done its job. Yeah,
excellent. All right. Well, thanks, Steve. And I've put the link to the book down in the comments wherever you're watching this. So go and check it out. I highly recommend you go and grab Steve's book. So thanks very much, Steve.
All right. And you can also follow me on Instagram. It's Steve Vincent __. Is that right, Cam? That's what an Instagram handle looks like.
You're asking me about your Instagram. I don't know.
Yeah, it is. It's Steve. I think it's Steve Vincent __. All right, or double underscore, whatever the terminology is. Yeah. You can follow me there as well.
We'll grab the link and we'll put it in the comments below as well.
Yeah. All right, Cam. Fantastic.
All right, cool. Thanks, guys. See you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.